Hello, welcome to my channel. Humidity is vital to the health of African violets. In their native habitat in the Usambara Mountains of Africa, the relative humidity is normally about 70 to 80%. While this level of humidity would be difficult to maintain in most homes, African violets should have at least 50 to 60% humidity to grow healthy. Since I resumed growing African violets early last year in February 2019, I have been using several methods to maintain humidity in my growing environment at about 50 to 60%. I've been using a humidifier, I've been using doming, and I have recently started using mat watering. Here is an example of doming that I use for my African violets. I just use regular plastic containers, storage containers, mostly for leaf propagation. And recently I started mat watering, and I will make a separate video about this method, but here's an example of my mat watered little starter plants. So how do I know what level of humidity I currently have in my home? For that I use a digital meter, and I will include a link to it in the description box under this video. And this is the digital meter that I use. It's called Accurite, and it tells us that the highest level of humidity was 50%, and currently it's at 47% in the indoor humidity, and the lowest level was 45%. So I have been trying to maintain it at least 50%. So it looks like we got some work to do, and we got to get the humidifier working. Here's the humidifier that I will be using, and I have been using it successfully, especially during the summer. And I got another humidifier just like that, and we will be unboxing it today and setting it up and running a test to see whether or not it increases humidity, and the digital meter will help us see the results. So right now we are at 47%. So let's get started. So let's get the paper out, and got it upside down. So here we have the warm and cool mist crane humidifier. Let's get it out of the box. And voila. So we see that it's whisper quiet operation, no filter required, auto off when empty, and it also has the aroma tray for essential oils, which we are not going to use because African violets do not need essential oils, and we need this humidifier for our African violets. But if we needed it for our bedroom, then maybe essential oils would be a nice thing to have. So it has the warm and cool mist settings, and why it's helpful, it's because in the winter time when it's cool inside of our homes, we might use the warm mist settings, and in the summer we will leave it on the cool mist, and the cool mist is the default setting. All right, so we got our humidifier. We'll get it out, and we got this little manual, and it's very helpful because it has all the information that is required for the setup and the operation and for the maintenance. The model number on this one is EE6906, and it has information about safety instructions first, and then the components that it comes with, and the maintenance. So since I already set one up, it should be easier to do it this time. So it comes as one piece, and all of those components are already in place, so we don't really have to assemble anything. So it has the electrical cord here, and we will just release it so we can just plug it in and have it work. It has the reservoir for water, and it has a little plastic brush to clean up the salt, mineral salt buildup. And because when you run it for a while, you're gonna see the built-up here on this spot, and I'll show it to you in the old humidifier what it looks like. So this is just the cover for the lid for the reservoir, and it just screws on, off, and on and off. And this is the base with all sorts of things, which I don't know, I didn't really read what those are. I just need that I just know that these are the buttons that are really important. The power, the warm mist setting, the low and the high level of humidity, and the light. I normally don't use the light. I think if it's in your bedroom and you need like a little night light, that would be a nice feature to have. So mostly I just use the power, the warm, and I always run it on low to make it the water inside of the reservoir last longer. So now I will show you how to fill it with water and to turn it on to start it working. Okay, so we are here at the sink. We will unscrew the lid and hold it upside down like that, and then we will get the water inside and just fill it up till it's all full. Alright, so now it's all full, so we can screw the lid back on. And turn it upside down, and you see the water stays inside. It doesn't pour out. So now we're gonna take it to the base and put it on top of the base. Okay, so we're here at the base, and we will try and put it in a way that makes it fit snugly here, because there is an indentation for the lid, so we need to turn it in a way that that indentation falls into place here. Here we go. And now you see little bubbles coming out from this base, and it's totally fine because this is the air, and it will stop coming out once the base fills with water to the fullest point as well. So now the bubbles stop. Now we can plug it in. Okay, so we brought it to close to the stand where the violets grow, and we plugged it into the electric outlet, and we're gonna push the power button, which is the outmost left, the far left button here. And we see immediately that the steam is coming out here up from the top, and all we need to do now is we need to turn it in a way that the steam of here, the mist, is directed towards the plants. So we can see here the mist is slowly coming out. And if we want to change it to the warm mist, all we need to do is push the warm button. However, because we have the temperature that is not too cold right now, it's 68, we're gonna just leave it at the default. And by removing the warm mist, we will just leave it run at the default, which is a cool mist. And my cat now is playing with the box, I think. Let's see what she's doing over there. Yep, she's right there. Immediately. Yeah, what are you doing over here? That's your new toy? That's your new house, right? Say hi. All right, she's not very talkative today. All right, going back to the humidifier. So again, the default setting is the cool mist setting. Then to get it to work on the warm setting, you're gonna push the warm button, and then there's also low and high setting. And so to change it, you just push on this button and it goes high, and you see how the power of the steam increases on the high and decreases on the low. I push the low button now, so it comes out much slower. And finally, the light. You see this little light over there comes on when I turn the light button on, and then comes off when I turn it off. So it's very, very simple. So finally, what I wanted to emphasize is when I run humidifier, it poses the risk of powdery mildew. And so what you see here, it's the standing fan that I use. I'm gonna turn it on right now. It's called Quiet Set, and I'm gonna turn it on. It's also nice because it shows the temperature. We're at 71, at least that's what it shows, even though the meter said 68. That's funny. Maybe the temperature will go down as it keeps working for a while. And I also push the rotate button, so then the fan standing next to the plant stand, it will just turn and rotate and move the air around while the humidifier is working. So that helps to protect the plants, or to prevent the risks of powdery mildew for African violets. So what we will do now, we will wait for an hour and have the humidifier run for an hour, and then we will come and we will measure the humidity again. Right now we are at 47%. All right, so we are exactly 1 hour since we started testing this humidifier, and it has been working for an hour. And let's check our meter now. So we are now at 49% humidity, which is 2% higher than when we started the humidifier running. It was 47. So by running the humidifier for 1 hour only, we were able to increase the indoor humidity by 2%. Now I will have the humidifier run for a few more hours, and then I will get back to you with the results. After the first hour, I have run the humidifier for additional 7 hours. So altogether it has been working for 8 hours, and this is how much water it has used up. So we didn't have it all full, we had it about up to here. So I would say half of the water has been used. And let's see the results of the test. So we started at 47% humidity 8 hours ago, and now we are at 56% humidity. So we were able to increase it by 9% from where we had started for 8 hours of the use of the humidifier. So this is a very good result, and it's still working. So I will leave it overnight, and I will make sure the fan is running. I turned it off for a while, but now let's turn it back on. Okay, so I think it's pretty good results. So let's now sum it up. I think this particular humidifier is very basic and it's very easy to use. Again, it's Crane Classic Warm and Ultrasonic Cool Mist Humidifier, and I will leave a link in the description box for it. I am not affiliated with the Crane company, so this is just to share my personal experience and to help my fellow African violet enthusiasts to maintain the levels of humidity that are helpful to grow healthy African violets. This humidifier covers up to 500 square feet of room. It has 1 gallon tank that is removable and easy to refill. It fits under most bathroom sinks for easy filling. It runs whisper quiet up to 12 hours. There is no filter required for it to function, so which is an additional plus in my opinion. So you don't have to buy extra filters. It auto shuts itself off when the water is all used up, and when the tank empties it turns itself off. It runs on warm and cool mist settings, so that is also helpful for different temperature regimes. It has sensor touch control settings, and finally it has a night light as an optional feature. So all in all, I think it's a very helpful humidifier to use for those of us who grow African violets and want to increase humidity levels in their growing environment. I think the 9% increase for 8 hours of work is a pretty decent job that this humidifier has done. And so I will keep using the old humidifier, and I will use this new one in my additional growing environment that I have adjacent to the east facing window. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you like this video and would like to stay tuned for my future videos, please subscribe to my channel and keep in touch, and we will continue our African violet adventures together.